Boxing world, what's going on? This is Dana Miller of Pot Shot Boxing. Just wanted to make this video to let y'all know what happened on the PBC. Uh, took place last night on ESPN, Saturday, August 1st, 2015. It was the Premier Boxing Championship Series that's rolling on, and ESPN got another crack at it at the PBC series. Um, the fights that were featured on the card last night was Daniel Jacobs versus Sergio Mora, and then the up and coming prospect Pritchard Colon, and then in the main event it was Paulie Malignaggi versus uh, uh, Danny Garcia. So pretty good action last night. Um, and for an in-depth look of what happened in the main event between Danny Garcia and Paulie Malignaggi, if you click on the link here in this on the video or below, click on the link below, and you can get a in-depth look as to what happened blow by blow in the fight between Danny Garcia and Paulie Malignaggi. I want to talk about first the first fight that took place on the PBC on ESPN, and it was Daniel Jacobs defending his WBA regular middleweight title against Sergio Mora. That fight, well, in the first round, it started off epic. You know, after the first round, I was feeling like, oh man, this might be a fight of the year type candidate. It was turned into a boxing classic. In the first round, both guys came out guns blazing. Daniel Jacobs catches Sergio Mora with a right hook, sends him to the canvas. Mora gets up from the right hook. And Jacobs goes over, I guess, to try to finish Mora, or at least to see how hurt he really was from the right hook. And Jacobs get caught with a left hook that sent him to the canvas. So Mora sent Jacobs to the canvas, and me and my son was in here last night. We were going crazy because we were like, oh man, both guys went down in the first round. Definitely an even round in my opinion. But then in the second round, Mora, he gets caught with a right to the body and an overhand right that sent him to the canvas, and it crumbled his leg. So in a nutshell, the fight was stopped because Mora could not continue. That was very unfortunate that he couldn't continue due to that right leg injury that he suffered. I don't know if it was the knee. I don't know if it was the ankle, but either way, his leg rolling up like that after getting hit by Daniel Jacobs, it's pretty creepy. So, but in any case, what looked like an epic boxing classic turned into a horror story for Mora, unfortunately. So, yeah, felt bad for Mora that he, couldn't continue in that fight. But nevertheless, Daniel Jacobs got the victory, second round, and he gets to keep his WBA regular middleweight championship. In the next fight, you had the up-and-coming prospect, Pritchard Colon. He was going up against a guy named Michael Finney. Pritchard, this was in the 154-pound weight division. The kid, he looked pretty good. He got very fast hands. But it was just a 6-round fight. So the Michael Finney guy just was overwhelmed by the up-and-coming prospect in Cologne. You could tell clearly that Finney didn't belong in there with the prospect. Cologne just uh, overwhelmed him with unbelievable speed. It looked, yeah, I mean, it looked pretty. You know, the way he was, you know, throwing those, uh, you know, nice jabs and combinations, and then, you know, he caught Finney with a devastating overhand right, and followed by another that you know, ended the fight for good. So that was another second round. Uh, 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 Another second round knockout. Whereas, you know, the upcoming prospect, Pritchard Cologne, improves to 15-0 as he, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do at 154 in the future. He looks like he definitely has speed and elusiveness, and um, I would like to see him again in the future, and, you know, just see where he goes from there. And then in the main event, Danny Garcia versus Paulie Malignaggi. Uh, Danny Garcia just ripped Malignaggi from start to finish in this fight. He caught him with right hand after right hand, sweeping lefts and rights to the body that just Malignaggi just couldn't get out of the way of. He did not. He didn't. Malignaggi didn't bring to the table what he was supposed to bring to the table, and that was work rate. He just didn't do enough. He looked like a man that's ready to, you know, go off into the sunset. Now, I know after the fight, he basically said, you know, he's emotional, so he don't know if he want to continue or not. But in my eyes, he looked like a fighter that is ready to ride off into the sunset. But anyway, Danny Garcia dominated the fight from start to finish. You know, and this fight ended in round 9. The referee stopped the fight. He just couldn't take any more. I think the 8th round was more brutal of any of the rounds because Danny Garcia really opened up on Paulie Malignaggi in it, and it just looked it was not a good look for Paulie. It was hard to watch for me because I like Paulie Malignaggi. So, but I think, in my humble opinion, I think it's time for him to hang up the gloves. But anyway, you know, gotta give Danny Garcia credit. Good fight. He did what he was supposed to do. He went in there, mauled down Malignaggi, and made a big splash on the welterweight division. He, you know, in his welterweight debut, you gotta give him credit. But that's pretty much all I have. The question, there's also a boxing poll. If you click on the link here on this YouTube video, or the link below, in that post where there's an in-depth look of the Paulie Malignaggi versus Danny Garcia fight, there's a poll at the bottom of the post, and also it's also the results also of everything else that happened on the PBC on ESPN on that post as well. But if you go to the bottom of that post, there is a boxing poll, and the boxing poll is basically saying it's bringing up the question on as to whether or not Paulie Malignaggi should retire from boxing. Me personally, I think he should, because I don't think Paulie can beat another top fighter. I don't think he can ever beat another top fighter again. That's just my humble opinion. I'm sorry, Paulie, because I love Paulie Malignaggi. You know, it hurts me to say that, but I don't think he would be able to beat another top fighter. So, yeah, that's all. That's pretty much all I have to say on that one. You know, unfortunately, Paulie, in my opinion, I think Paulie should retire. He has a great job right now on you know, Showtime. He's doing a great job doing the you know, the PBC commentary. But he's doing a great job doing boxing commentary. I think he should, you know, sort of stick to that. Um, but anyway, that's pretty much all I have. This is Dana Miller of Pot Shot Boxing. Thank you all so much for your continued support. If you like this boxing channel, this YouTube boxing channel, feel free to subscribe using the red subscribe button below. If you would like to subscribe to the official Pot Shot Boxing website, you can do so by going to www.potshotboxing.com, and when you go to the official Pot Shot Boxing website, you can subscribe there using the floating email boxing form. When you put your email into that floating email form, you will get all of Pot Shot Boxing's news, posts, any contest that Pot Shot Boxing runs first. All right. You can hit me up on all of the social media entities. You can hit me up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/potshotboxing. You can hit me up on Twitter at www.twitter.com/potshotboxing. You can hit me up on Pinterest at www.pinterest.com/potshotboxing. Google Plus, Instagram, all of the social media entities. One other note about going back to the Danny Garcia fight. What's next for Danny Garcia? I personally think Garcia should fight Sean Porter for his next fight. Let me know what you think on this YouTube boxing channel. You know, put some comments down in the comment section of this YouTube video, and let me know what you think. Or you can also put the comments on at the bottom of the page, and on the post, as to who you think Danny Garcia should fight next. I think he should fight Sean Porter, because Sean Porter will bring that work rate that will probably give Garcia some problems, and he's a little bit more wilder. Both of these guys are pressure fighters, but you know, Porter is just an animal, and that will be a great test for Garcia at 147 pounds, in my opinion. Because again, like I said, that is an animal. That is Sean Showtime Porter, and I love to see Sean fight, because he is gully. He is everything that gully stands for, because he get in there and he just mauls his opponent. So I would love to see that fight. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have. Dana Miller, Pot Shot Boxing. Thank you all so much for your continued support. And like we said, Pot Shot Boxing is boxing news and article bites for all walks of life. All right, take care.